Hi, thanks for clicking on today's video. So today's video is going to be a little bit shorter than you're used to, which probably isn't a bad thing. It's my first official craft video talking about resin earrings. Okay, this is not a tutorial because I still feel like I don't really know what I'm doing. So this is not how you should video, this is how I did video. I'm going to show you exactly how I made these star-studded resin red, white, and blue glitter earrings. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. It's going to be focusing on what I did with the voiceover. I'm going to try to speed up some things. This is my first. We'll see how it goes. And the glitter already mixed. I'm just stirring to make sure I have the right consistency because this is a bit of a smaller mold. I do want to have it a little bit thicker because I am actually going to be putting 3 different colors in, and I'm working in a very small space, and so I don't want them to run together. Here I'm showing off the mold I'll be using. I'm making obviously those 2 stars, and I'm just going to literally very slowly, very tediously kind of try to drip it into the cavity. I've got the mold kind of tilted back so it doesn't run forward. I'm going to be UVing each layer in between, so it shouldn't be a problem, but still, because I want to keep it at the top of the star, I need it to be a little bit thicker and I need it to be tilted a little. So that's all I'm doing, is literally having it kind of drip in. Normally I would just kind of pile it, but again, as you can see, my stir stick is actually bigger than the mold, so I need it just to kind of drip in, and then I can kind of manipulate how it goes in the different points. As you can see, I realized I had a little bit too much in that one, so I am just basically taking it out and again trying to manipulate. Obviously, being a set of earrings, I want them to try to match as much as they can. Now I'm going to move that resin out of the way and start curing. For those of you who do not know, I moved the resin out of the way because if I don't, that unused or uncured resin will actually cure as well if it's anywhere near this light. Unfortunately, I found that out the hard way. Obviously, I knew it, but I still just didn't think about it. So yeah, if you're going to cure in between, make sure you move aside the good resin. So yeah, I'm just, I'm trying to flash cure, but honestly, with how little I have in the mold and how long I cured it for, it was pretty much cured already. So now I'm just putting in that second layer. Same thing with the white. I'm just going to drip it in, and then I'll cure the white. Then I'll do the blue, and I basically do that a couple of times. I lost track, but it was probably 3 or 4, because not only am I doing the red, white, and blue in layers, I'm doing the entire mold in layers because it is a deeper cavity, which is good. I needed it to be thick, but I did not want it to overflow. So for me, I felt the best way to do that was just to do it in layers. So I'm going to speed up this part of the video because that's really all I'm doing, is red cure, white cure, blue cure, and then red cure, white cure, blue cure, kind of over and over again until I feel like the cavity is filled, nice, ready to be cured completely. Okay, now I'm feeling pretty confident that they're done, so I'm going to basically just do a top coat to make sure everything is filled in and shiny and appears to be one piece. Now I'm going to show off the resin that I'm using because I did not show it off before, but it's the Mr. Resin UV hard type. And I'm just, taking the stirrer now and kind of making sure I get it into all of the cavities for just one kind of top finished layer. Typically, this is something I would do after I demold it, but again, with these being so small, with such a specific shape, it just seemed easier and more appropriate to do that. Now I'm just kind of looking at them, making sure that they're there, filling in whatever's not, which, you know, being clear, it's kind of hard to do, but you can see where any divots are. You can see where it's not smooth on the corners and the sides and things like that. And again, I'm just kind of manipulating the resin to go where I want it to go to have a finished looking type project. And I'm just going to keep doing that until I feel satisfied with it. And then I'm going to completely cure it with an actual lamp. I'm not going to use the flashlight. I'm just going to use the lamp, and I'm going to do it about 4 minutes on each side. Okay, so now I'm basically checking to make sure they're done. I'm feeling that it looks pretty good and time to demold. As I'm demolding, I'm checking out to see if there was any overflow, basically if I need to do any sanding. I'm not going to use any kind of a Dremel or even sandpaper at this point, just because it's not enough for a Dremel, but it's almost too much and too small for sandpaper, so I need something that I can control better. So I'll be using an actual, you know, nail file, technically, because it gives me that control, but doesn't have too much. And I'm just gonna go through and sand all of the sides. Gonna have left a little residue, so I'm going to just clean that off with alcohol. I'm just simply spraying with 91% alcohol and wiping down. I am ready to put the backs on. It's going to be just your standard earring stud back that I'm going to attach with the UV resin. So I'm going to take the UV resin and just put the tiniest little dot on the back, and then I'm going to place the post and cure it with the flashlight. Now at this point, they basically are done, but I can see that there's still a little bit of residue on the sides there that weren't able to be cleaned with the alcohol. So now I'm going to go ahead and just add a little teeny tiny bit. Hopefully you can see it. I'm kind of out of the camera here, but I'm adding, nope, you can't see it, but I'll get back into the shot here in a second. There we go. I am adding just a teeny tiny little bit of UV resin to the sides just to try to shine it up a little. I'm going to take my stirrer and use that as kind of a way to more or less paint it on. Now, if I'm working on a bigger surface, I might actually use a paintbrush or a spatula, sometimes a gloved finger. It just really depends on how much you're using, what the shape is, the look you're going for, things like that. But because I just really needed just a teeniest bit of little shine, I was able to get away with just doing this. So again, just putting a little bit of UV resin, spreading it on, and then curing it is how I get the overall finished look. Over to make sure everything is good. I'm feeling pretty good about them. Now I'll just put them on backs and they're good to go. Thanks for watching. Please feel free, leave me comments, let me know what you think, things I should have done differently, like wear gloves the whole time. Thanks.